Hello, my friends. Today is March 16, 2025. My name is Sensei Alexey Kunin, and this is my life journey. Today I would like to talk about the comparison of different styles of martial arts, but more likely, how is it important to do cross-training? If you're practicing one style of martial arts, is it good to cross-train in another style? Well, this is kind of interesting subject. I would say first, I want to make some clear things up. Some people think if they're practicing judo and karate and mixing the two, they think they can practice jiu-jitsu, or they are thinking they're already practicing jiu-jitsu. It's not true. By practicing karate and judo does not automatically making you jiu-jitsu practitioner, because karate, it's a linear art. Judo is a soft circular art. Jiu-jitsu, it's a completely different martial art. It's a foundation where the karate, judo, aikido, kempo, and Russian sambo came from. So jiu-jitsu, it's a parent art of most of the Japanese martial arts. Jiu-jitsu, it's already developed martial art that's been around for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. So it's already went through evolution of fighting and wars and adaptation to different weapons. So it's a completely accomplished, evolved, sophisticated form of martial art. And it's already finished, perfected the way it should be. So it's not mixed of karate and judo. It has elements of striking, kicking, punches, throws, sweeps, chokes, joint locks, working with weapons, knives, sticks, swords, firearms if you need to use it. So it's already complete martial art. So, and you cannot saying practicing karate and judo, you are practicing jiu-jitsu. Jiu-jitsu, it's already evolved, it's sophisticated, and it's a complete martial art. And there is so much to learn in traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu. Lots of all those connecting techniques, that combination of throwing, joint locks and throws flow from one movement into the next. It's not just a random striking and throws. No, it's a continuous movement and fluidity that connects, perfectly connecting striking and choking and throwing and other forms of movement. So it's complete. So it's not, if you want to learn jiu-jitsu, you have to focus on practicing real jiu-jitsu under a qualified teacher who is expert in traditional Japanese jiu-jitsu to learn jiu-jitsu. Now, the next questions I've been receiving, is it a good idea to cross-train? So if I, for example, training in karate, and I want to do cross-training maybe in boxing, or cross-training in wrestling, or cross-training Brazilian jiu-jitsu, will it help me in my training? Yes and no. Because it's a good idea to do a little bit of cross-training so you will understand what to do when you end up in situation on the ground or in a close fighting situation. So understanding how the other martial arts are working will help you better to defend yourself. But the idea is just to get a little acquainted so you will know what to expect and how to defend yourself. But the biggest problem is a lot of martial arts styles or teachers thinking if they will train, for example, in jiu-jitsu, and then they will train in boxing, and also maybe in karate, they will be a better fighter. Actually, in a more intense training that requires much more in-depth practice and training, actually it will create problems for you and for your style. Because each style has a certain purposes and certain way of doing things. It's like the way you're training, that's how you're gonna fight on the street. But if you spending too much time in cross training, for example, if you much training in wrestling or in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and then you do standing and fighting training, it will actually create problems for you. It will create certain blockage of movement. If you're a training fighter and you do kicking and punching, you have to play your game. That means keeping the person at a certain distance so your kicks and punches will be effective. But if you didn't specialize on the ground and you just very superficially trained a little bit, a couple of months, maybe even a couple of years, doing a little bit of wrestling, of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and that, but your foundation was karate or boxing, well, you have to decide what game you're gonna play. If you're not expertise on the ground, why do you want to go on the ground? It's a good idea to understand how to get up and fight, but if you're a good kicker and puncher, continue kicking and punching. If you're a really good grappler, well, your job is to get as closer as possible into your area of expertise and fight your opponent when close and fighting. So in the long run, if you cross training with a completely different arts, they're not gonna help you in combat. You'll get a better understanding how to defend against those arts, but they're gonna create problems. Stick to your training. Each art is good in their own way. If you're a good fighter standing, or if you're a good boxer, believe in yourself, believe in your art. If you're an excellent boxer, you just do whatever you have to do and you will defeat your opponent. If you're an excellent grappler, stick to your game and you will defeat your opponent. But if you're a mediocre fighter and striker, mediocre grappler, you're in big trouble. So focus on your own art. Perfect your skill. Improve yourself. Become a master of your art and you'll be unstoppable. So again, it all comes down to individual personal training. Pushing your body, pushing your mind, pushing your spirit, developing strong spirit, strong body, strong mind to fight. Become expert, skilled in your art, in your methods of training. You'll be a good fighter. So in my opinion, don't cross-train. Stick to your art. If you start cross-training, what is gonna happen? You start doubting your own style. That means you're insecure in your own art. If I'm practicing Jiu-Jitsu, I stick to Jiu-Jitsu. I'm not trying to do karate because that's not my expertise. I'm not trying to do grappling or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. That's not my expertise. I will lose because if I play their game by their rules, I will lose. I will fight my game, my rules, surviving, doing what I've been doing for years and years and years. The way I train in a dojo, that's how I'm gonna fight on the street. So stick to your game, believe in your art, and you will start believing in yourself. Do not cross-train for a long period of time. Trust me. Plus your students will see that if you're insecure the way you train, your students will also realize that something wrong with your art. If you don't believe in your art and you need to add elements of other martial arts, for example, Krav Maga or Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, so what's wrong with your style then? Are you not believing in your style that you're a good fighter? That means why wasting your time and practicing and teaching that style if you're not sure if your style is perfect? So again, believe what you do. If you don't believe it, don't quit, don't practice it. But if you believe in your art, you believe in your techniques, you believe in your skill, that your skill is good, your strength physically and mentally, and your belief that the foundation of your art is correct, for fighting because it's for you, it's a real martial art. Stick to it, perfect it, don't cross train. So that's kind of my short talk about cross training in different style of martial arts. My name is Sensei Alexey Kunin, and this is my dojo, Katabami Ju-Jitsu Dojo in Omaha, Nebraska. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.